What's up? It's John Belcher in this video coming live. I had some awesome information to drop on you this morning, and this is just stuff that's been on my chest. It's been on my mind for a while now, and I'm sure this will allow you a breakthrough in your life. And this will allow you better perspectives and to allow you to perceive business and life better so that you can hit the income goals, hit the dreams that you want in your life. So if you're a person who's trying to make, let's say, 6 figures or your first $1 million, or if you're just trying to quit your job and just make enough to get by without having a 9-to-5 job, then make sure to watch this video to the very end, because I'm going to be breaking down some concepts and some principles to you that will really dramatically increase your results if you're in business. It's going to really increase, whatever sales you're getting in business, and just increase your mindset to have an empowered viewpoint on whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life, right? Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, for the past 4 to 5 years now, I've been making money online full time. This is what I do. Is how I make my living, is by making money online, and at the same time helping and teaching other people how to do the same. But I find that a lot of people, when we talk about, people who don't have the success they want with their business, network marketing business, or direct selling business, or whatever brand, service, or product it is that you're trying to promote, I find that the line between success and failure is a very thin line. Like, the line is so damn thin. It's almost like it's so obvious how to cross from failure to success that I think we miss it completely, right? When we talk about transitioning our lives, transitioning our bank accounts, transitioning, becoming a better person, I feel like that line, we're literally a decision away from where we want to be in life. Many of us, we're just one decision away from where we want to be in life. And for some reason, there's just certain things that tend to hold us back from our greater version of ourselves, from us reaching the success that we want, reaching the lifestyle that we want. And the reason for that is because we've accepted what society has told us, right? We've followed the programming that everybody else in society follows. Like, if you just observe the world, you'll find that most of the world they think that money comes from like a clock, or money comes from every single hour that they put in, they get money, right? When the truth about money is that money comes from people. That's number one, right? You have to understand that money comes from people, and you have to also understand that money can duplicate itself, which means that you can either choose to live a life where most of your life you're just working for money, or you could choose to live a life where you're setting up businesses and you're setting up foundations to where money starts to work for you. Right now, which do you want? Which do you prefer? Do you prefer a life where you're working a whole life for money, chasing the clock every single hour for the next 30, 40 years? Or would you rather set up things and learn certain things so you can set up businesses, for example, online businesses, maybe your network marketing business or a product or service or an idea that you have? Would you rather to be able to find out how to get your money working for you, right? And if I was the person, on the other side of this video, watching this video right now, I would have definitely chose the second choice, right? I would rather live a life where my money starts to work for me, right? And that's basically what I've realized and I've learned how to do with making money online, was I learned how to figure out how to get money to leverage itself and to work for me, because essentially that's what all the bosses do. Especially if you want to make 6 figures, you want to become a millionaire, your own boss. If you analyze CEOs of companies and bosses, they usually leverage the work and time of people, right, to get to their dreams and their goals and to help their company reach the numbers that they want to reach, right? So they use the time and the work of people, right, to maximize their results. So what that's called is leverage, right? And the reason why so many of us, we fail is because we oftentimes give up before we get to a point where our money is working for us and to a point where our business is leveraged, right? And of course, in the beginning with my business, I struggled for months on end, for a long time before I started getting results. But I knew that as long as I kept going, as long as I kept learning, as long as I kept growing and taking action, I knew that eventually I would get to a point in my life and in my business where I would be where I want to be, right? I knew eventually at some point or another, I would have the foundation set up that I've always seen for myself, right? I didn't care if it took a year. I didn't care if it took 2 years. I didn't care if it took 3 months. I didn't care if it took 5 years, right? I don't care how long it takes. Financial freedom is priceless, right? It's never too late for financial freedom. So that's why I never gave up. I never ever, even when things got rough, even when I was struggling, wasn't getting the results I wanted, I always understood one key thing. I understood that everybody who's successful today, everybody who's living a life they deserve today, they had to build up some foundation, right? They had to get their knees dirty a little bit, right? They had to put the work in a little bit. They had to develop some skill sets. They had to learn the ropes of business. They had to learn from other entrepreneurs and mentors and stuff like that, which is something that I really pride myself on. I've been able to help multiple Motor Club of America, associates in the business, as well as other network marketing people and members in MLM companies. I've been able to help multiple people make their first sales with their businesses. I've been able to help even some people quit their jobs. I have friends up to this day who, because of them learning the business that I'm in, they're now jobless, they're job free, doing what they want, living a life of purpose and inspiring the world. And I think that's just what it's about. I think there's just something so sexy about, having a vision and having a dream and actually taking the steps and being willing to do what it takes to make it come true. I think there's just something so sexy about that. And that's why I really pride myself on teaching the strategies of how to market a business online, how to get sales, how to get leads and traffic and stuff like that. So you just keep your business flowing, you keep that income coming in nonstop 24/7. And that's really how money works. The way how society looks at money, we kind of look at it in a very limited way, right? We look at it as, when I go to work and I put in these 8 to 12 hours, I should get money. But what if you can get money all throughout the day, all throughout the, different times of the day, all day long, while you're on the go, while you're enjoying life? What if you could get money in that way? I mean, you got to remember, now we're in the information age. We have social media. We have all types of different platforms for us to make money from a salesperson directly to a consumer basis, right? So things are changing, right? Things are changing. And in order for you to become ahead of the curve, you got to understand two things. Money comes from people, number one. Money comes from people. But what I mean by that is money comes from the value that you provide to people, right? And the more you increase your value as a businessman, as a businesswoman, the more your income is going to increase as well, right? The more you're adding value to the marketplace, you're adding value to your audience, you're adding value to your customers or your client base or your leads list, the more your income grows. Now you might say, okay, John, you said that as my value grows, my income grows. So John, how do I grow my value? Well, one way that you're growing your value is right now by watching this video and listening to the sound of my voice, right? Of course, you're getting value from this. Another way you get value is by investing into training or mentorship from somebody who's successful doing what you want to do or who's on a level that you want to be on, so you can learn from them and basically get exposed to some of their secrets and get exposed to some of their principles and some of their strategies. That will greatly affect and help you to get the results that you want. So that's how you become more valuable. Another way you become more valuable is by reading books. Reading personal development books from people who are enjoying a life that you would like to have yourself, right? I think a lot of times we make the mistake of taking advice from people who aren't even living the way we want to live. We make the mistake of listening to a whole bunch of mediocre thinkers when we're big thinkers and we're big dreamers and we have these big goals and we want to be great. I think one of the saddest mistakes we can make when we're trying to reach some big goal is listening to average-minded people, right? The best thing you can do is get around, start reading some personal development books, get around some successful people, start having them share their value with you, start having them share their story with you, because I can tell you from personal experience, as much as success may look overnight, it's never truly overnight, right? And a lot of times if it is truly overnight and this is by luck or something, it's not success that's sustainable. If you're talking about success that's sustainable and lasts a lifetime, everlasting success, well, there's some skills you got to learn, right? And then now when I say there's some skills you got to learn, I'm not saying you have to learn everything. That's not what I'm saying, right? There are some skills that I learned and I needed to learn that's allowing me to success today. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things that I actually pay people to do for me that I don't necessarily want to do, or I may not be that great at doing it. So I pay other people to do it. But early on in my business, in my career with making money online as an entrepreneur, right? Early on, there were some things I had to learn, right? I had to learn something. I couldn't just expect to just find some push button software where I press one button and money just starts coming in. I know that's what we would want. The average person usually wants some type of MLM business where they just push one button and the money just starts coming in. But I'm just going to be real with you. That's not realistic. That's not, reasonable, right? And if it was, everybody in the world would be rich, right? Because they'll just get started in that business. They'll push the button and they'd be rich. But I found that success finds the person who have really, developed on some skills. Success finds the person who's really, they keep going even when they mess up. They keep going even when they make mistakes. I find that success finds the person who, is willing to increase their value, to better serve their client base and better serve their customers and stuff. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to become a six-figure earner, you want to become a millionaire in this life, living a life of purpose, living a life of passion, you have to get into the game of becoming more valuable. You have to get into the game of getting educated in your field so that people can see you as an expert. Once people see you as an expert, they know that you know what you're talking about, and they know that you can help them. Once they see that you can help them, they'd be honestly stupid not to get started with you in business or invest in your product or service if it can help them in this, and if it's a solution to their problems. And this is one thing that I teach people all the time. If you can be a solution to somebody's problem out there in the world, you can get paid. Money isn't about pushing a clock and exchanging your time for dollars, because essentially that doesn't make sense to give up something you can never get back for something that will forever be on this earth, right? You're giving up your time for money. Money is something that's paper, right? I can't see myself living 30 to 40 next years of my life giving up all my time away, right? Unless it's for a dream, some vision, I'm trying to help somebody, I'm trying to help it can't, the job system, I just feel like it's crazy. But anyway, like I was saying, if you just want to increase your value and you don't want to you want to increase your bank account and change your lifestyle and become financially free, and you don't want to have a boss, learn something. Become more valuable. That's all you got to do, right? And I teach the ins and outs of how to market whatever it is that you've learned, or how to market whatever product or service it is that you're trying to promote, and how to earn money and turn it. You could turn your passion into a paycheck, and that's really what I teach and what I show people how to do, is how to turn their passion from their thoughts into something that's a real thriving business online. Because you got to remember, guys, there's no limit online. There's just millions of people every single day looking for opportunity, looking for ways to make more money, looking for ways to better themselves, looking for solutions to their problems. Hello. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for solutions to their problems. So how can you set yourself apart by becoming a solution to people's problems, right? That's the question I want you to ask yourself today. Is ask yourself this: how can I become an expert in my field or in my business and become better and become a solution to people's problems? Because the minute you become a solution